I hear that song every single time I cross my brother's room.
It's a good show.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should watch it.
I should, but I also need the time as well for it.
You know what?
By the way,
I don't
this
have
is
time for the lack of mead right now.
This broadcast is brought to you by Maxwell's Honey Mead. There you go.
You know they're not actually sponsoring us. You're just drinking mead.
Let's just get lit, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, that should do it.
Wow,
Don't need much.
We can really hear you in the background.
I'm sorry.
We always do this.
And just some of the clickbait shit that they've got.
What clickbait shit has he got?
It's like, this coffee will make sex better,
We
but
go.
it can kill you.
Oh my god, is it worth... Daniel, is it
What?
worth drinking the coffee that will make sex better but kill you?
I love that clickbait heading generator we had the other week.
That was fantastic. Look at all of these headings. Like 5 pictures of Jennifer Lawrence that'll make you say, that's not Jennifer Lawrence, that's a bear. That was my favourite. Because now we just share stupid clickbaity crap. 5 pictures of Jennifer Lawrence.
How
and a
these
bear that'll
panda
make you
toenails
say,
can make you lose weight in 5 days.
Ask me how.
Ask me how.
No, 5 pictures of Jennifer Lawrence and a bear that will make you say, some of these are Jennifer Lawrence, some of them are a bear. That was the last one I saw in that set. It was great.
It's pretty good.
Alright, well, welcome to
Are we actually
episode
recording?
Yes, we
9.
are.
Yeah, we've been talking about honey mead and bears and shit.
Also, from the honey mead.
Who
so
did you think he was announcing it to?
I don't know. I thought he was because he's Daniel. He's very disorganized.
Professionalism.
Yes.
That's what we stand for.
And then I heard clickbait articles coming from over there and shit like that. So all right.
Okay.
Hang on, wait. I've got our slogan.
Yep.
We stand for professionalism, but we're always sitting.
I like it. I like it. I really do.
I don't even know what to say to that. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway,
and it's all of us on the couch.
so hurry up and
All
get
right.
this thing going.
Now,
You're saying
a
welcome
good
to the
chunk of
podcast.
our viewers and listeners are American.
You didn't
and I'd
say
like-
welcome. You have to say welcome. I interrupted you.
Welcome to podcast. What number is this? 9.
See,
9?
how do you not keep a record of this? Because I only remember it when you load it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That was the 12th podcast, wasn't it? Fuck, I forgot about that.
I gave you
Does the
mead.
Podcast 12 give you the hint when it says that at the top?
No, I'm kind of lying. I know this isn't 12. We don't think we've cracked 10 yet. Anyway, welcome, podcast. New one.
Yes. Now, you want me?
Yeah.
All right, show the camera. You're awesome.
I should have waited until he was saying welcome again and then interrupted him.
You did interrupt me.
This is it. This
I
is
can
the podcast,
hear.
people.
I can
Yeah.
hear the pouring.
I know. It's so crisp.
Mm-hmm.
My accent is too good.
Yes.
Okay, so do go on.
Okay.
Some of our
Now,
viewers
do
are-
go.
to the American viewers, as much as
Welcome.
us Australians do like, welcome. As much as us Australians do like comparisons, especially the ones that make us look good, there are a lot of things that I am jealous of Americans having. Like, for example, airsoft guns. Like,
Mhm.
the fact that they've got it and we don't, I fucking test me up aside. And certain conventions. Big conventions.
Real guns.
See,
we're doing alright with that.
You don't have much of a life if
Yeah.
airsoft guns tear
You're
you
the
up that
first-
much.
yeah.
I'm like, come on.
I watch Node and they do all the awesome stuff with airsoft. I'm like,
I like those rockets.
want to
back
go
in the
to
day that
there.
You had to pump,
Hmm?
and then
Oh, those
Ooh.
ones, yeah.
they were from Airsoft, weren't they?
I don't think so. I don't know. I doubt it because airsoft requires like a gas canister thing, and that one you actually have to pump the thing in order to.
I might be thinking of a different company.
Yeah,
Air foam, something.
yeah, something like that.
Anyway.
All right,
Google
now America has a
conventions.
bunch of stuff that I wish we had, but I know we're never gonna have, or sort of have. One of the big things is E3. They have E3. It's awesome. I'd love to go there one day.
Do you know
Or
what
a
it
few
stands
days.
for?
Entertainment
Entertainment
Expo. That's
isn't
right.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 E's. E3.
E
I
cubed.
get it. E cubed.
Mhm.
A bunch of other things
Oh,
that they
yeah.
also have.
Yeah, E cubed.
Yeah.
I
That's
never
what
thought
it
about
is.
that.
You idiot.
Huh. I never thought about it like that. That's pretty cool.
Nice
Go on.
work. Also, PAX.
That's-
Although we
that's
have
what
PAX
you
as
don't
well.
Pay me for.
And Dragon Con.
And Dragon Con.
Wait, we didn't have Dragon Con.
No, they're talking about the things America have that we don't.
Yeah, but they were talking about PAX, and we have PAX.
Yeah, but we have to go to Melbourne for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I means we as New South Wales, but this rant has lost.
Now, here's the thing.
Some people
let's
have
be
things
real.
we don't.
There's a lot of gaming conventions out there,
That guy has a Ferrari, and I don't.
and basically, in my mind, all of them are awesome except ours. Although it does try.
It does.
Basically, what we have is
It tries
EB
less and
Expo.
less as you
EB
get there.
standing for Electronics Boutique, is it? Yeah.
Which I think is the Australian version of GameStop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It used to be called Electronics Boutique in Canada.
Ah, all right. So
Pretty much,
they changed their name.
Yeah,
to
everyone
GameStop,
else's
haven't
gaming convention totally rips ours, but it's the only thing we have.
they? Keep in mind, it has like let's clarify this a bit though. EB Expo has only really started in the last 4 years or so. So it hasn't.
No, I'd say longer than that.
No. This was my 4th EB Expo, and I've been to all of them except for the one in Brisbane, which was the original. But
You mean it's only been in New South Wales for the couple? I think because it's
no, there was one in Brisbane, and that was the very first ever EB Expo, and now they've had 4 in New South Wales so far. So it has been going 5 years at max if you count Brisbane, 4 years if you don't. So I think that
God
you
damn,
know,
that's so...
just to clarify, it hasn't had the 20 plus years to grow into what E3 is.
Or
Because
PAX or
if you
anything
think
like
about
that.
it, E3 started in what, the mid 90s, 96, 95?
Hmm.
And that's 20 years now that it's had to get to where it is. So I'm not saying it will ever be another E3, but
Well,
don't knock it.
It's what we've got.
It's what we have.
pretty
now.
sure this
Yeah.
whole session is about to knock it.
Now,
Oh, here we go.
it's your pretty standard thing. New games that are about to come out haven't come out yet. You go there, you pay a certain amount of money to either be there half a day, whether that's day or night, or
The whole day, the entire long weekend. Yeah.
the entire long weekend.
But either way, you haven't paid enough money, so they
it's-
they don't let you get to anything, and they watch.
It
They
is
flaunt
pretty pricey.
Rich kids in front of you, who've managed to buy the Express Gamer Pass.
Yes, in which case you can
Fuck
just
that
cut in
thing.
line and fucking
That's capitalism at its
like
finest.
backhand
right
your slaves, whatever you want, whatever thing.
there. What does that have to... What?
Because it's rich, damn it.
Oh, right.
You know, your dad's a judge, your mom's into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trust fund babies.
Trust fund babies,
You
right?
drink nothing but chocolate sauce. That's how rich you are.
Yeah, you know you've got it bad when your first car is something like a Lamborghini, and then you complain because you
It's
wanted
the
a
wrong-
Ferrari
because it's the wrong color.
because it's the wrong color. I hate you. Oh.
Easy there.
Now here's the thing.
Drink
All
some
right,
and relax.
I know it's such a nice drink. Okay, so
No Man's Sky.
each of us have gone. Each
no,
of-
we'll touch on that later.
All right,
Go
each
on.
of us have actually gone this year. I think it was last weekend, and
Separately,
Just
because we didn't
separately.
invite anybody to any of our things.
yeah, we went with our respected partners.
Respected. Respective, don't you mean?
Respect.
Because I'm pretty sure...
Are you saying you don't respect Tiff?
I don't. I
Wait,
respect
This
her
is all recorded, by the
as
way.
much as
you
she deserves
idiot.
to be respected.
See, I wanted to correct his English, but I decided that
Not to.
it was not in my best interest to do so.
No,
Shut the fuck
no,
up.
no respect. Respective, damn it.
No respect.
No respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T-I-V-E.
I mean... Alright, yeah, we went with our
All right.
respective partners. Please, Daniel.
And we've all got our own different things.
This podcast
this-
is taking the way of speed too because
Uh,
you have no.
That's what happens
fucking-
when you
you
wait
have
till
no
6 o'clock
course
in the
on this
afternoon.
thing.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing. So far in this particular one, they were showcasing a bunch of things. They were showcasing Dawn Horizon. Is that the name?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn. The new Resident Evil. Fucking For Honor, which I haven't played. I wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
The new Final Fantasy. A bunch of other shit. Tekken 9 or 8 or
Seven.
7. There's too many of them. Tekken 7. All this.
Taken 7. He didn't say Tekken. I heard him say Taken. How long can Liam Neeson lose children?
This time it's still personal.
At what point?
At what point do you call in special services?
Yeah.
You say, you have lost 3 kids to worldwide mafia, you can't have any more.
God damn it.
Taken 7. They took my boat.
They
Parent-
gave it back, but I'm still angry.
Parent-teacher interviews. The teachers are sweating bullets.
The what?
The teachers are sweating bullets because they don't want nothing to do with it.
Taken 7. This time all that's taken is offence.
Oh, I just got that.
It'd be great if they actually stole his fence, though. And that was the plot to the movie.
I only get my kids
I
on
was
the
going to paint
weekends.
white yesterday.
Yes. And then it turns into John Wick when they take the...
I hired a painter. He has a very particular set of skills.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I hired this special painter.
Daniel's trying to make us talk about EV
Alright.
Expo, but we just...
Now,
Hey, he dropped the Taken 7 bomb on himself that time.
alright, back on track.
He needs 4 more children lost before he gets to the fence.
remarry and lose her too.
I did the mistake of going on a Saturday where everyone had the day off, so it was way too goddamn packed. Next time I'm just going to take the Friday off, so that
Totally worth it, man.
yeah, so it's a
We'll
bit
do it
less
as a
people.
group next year.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go as a group next year as well.
Alright, this is what I normally say. The very first EB Expo I went mainly because I'm a lazy shit and I wanted the Friday off work. I went Friday during the day. It's good, you get an extra hour more than the night session, but there's kids, because there's usually school holidays around the time. Since then, I've always taken the Friday because Saturdays suck and Sunday only gives you half a day. So, logistically, Friday's good because everyone wants to go on the goddamn Saturday.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to go.
Yeah, next time I'm doing that
Yeah,
Friday.
and think of it this way: long weekend. You get to experiment with stuff on the Friday, and then you spend 2 days just chilling at home. Still get your weekend.
Yeah.
To play games.
Yeah, to play games
That have nothing in relation to what you played at the...
at the expo.
Yeah.
Because that hasn't been
You're like,
released yet.
wow, I really like this game. I'm going to go home and play something that's a completely different genre.
Now-
this first-person shooter is great.
maybe
I'm
I'll
going to go
con-
home and play an RPG.
Now-
Maybe I'll continue the game that I was already playing prior to going to the expo.
We've all gone separately. We've all tried different games. Some of us may have even tried the same game. I only got to actually play one game because the lines for everything else was just too stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just which was Taken 7.
Yeah,
And have you guys played the game?
I got to play Tekken 7 because luckily I went with Tiff on the Friday. A friend of mine from college, Gonzo, also came. Shout out to Gonzo if you're watching this. Probably not. But yeah, we got to try quite a lot of games, and I was surprised by how fluid and how smooth Tekken 7
Those
felt.
frames.
That's the arcade version, though, isn't it?
No, this was the console version.
No.
It was the console version, but it was stick played.
Yeah, no,
Console.
it had sticks, but I play with a stick all the time.
Yeah,
But
but
it wasn't
if it
console
is the
because-
arcade, though, the arcade version is always smoother.
Nah,
than
but
the
this
console
wasn't
version.
this wasn't the arcade simply because at the end of it, it actually gives you the option to either rematch it and the arcades don't let you do that.
Okay.
So it's the console version, but it still ran fucking so smooth.
I was surprised at how smoothly and how gorgeous it looked because he chose Akuma and I went with my boy Steve Fox that I always use. Pounded, yeah, fuck you.
Fuckers have taken off Lee Chowlin.
I know you were salty about that. And then on our next match, I tried Akuma because I wanted to see. Handles like a
They
Street
still
Fighter
haven't
character.
got rid of Harang.
No,
Harang.
now
Oh,
his
Lord.
now
Get rid of them.
now Harang has an eye patch.
For
What
some
the fuck?
reason.
Yes,
See that?
he lost an eye in the war,
What war?
the No Guns War,
The No Guns of
The
War
no
of Europe.
the No Guns War of Europe. That's right.
Oh god
It
damn
was
it.
the one in Europe. Okay, no,
Nina looks awesome in her wedding dress, by the way.
I didn't get the chance to try any of the other characters because we had like people pushing up, and Tiff and I were waiting for the Mafia 3 experience. That because we'd been standing around for like 4 hours, we said, "Fuck it, I want to sit down and watch a game rather than play something." But yeah, no, Akuma handled well, and he was playing Kazuya, and all the characters real smooth. Akuma handled like a Street Fighter character. Shot Hadoukens, did his Tatsumatsu Senpukaka. Patata, yeah, he did his Shoryuken, but the problem is he was all linear. So trying to play him in the Tekken universe, it's not that it didn't work; it's that you'd have to be very specific about when you use your special moves.
Now you understand how every Tekken fan felt against fucking Tekken X Street Fighter.
Yeah, but they tweaked the Tekken fighters to play in a 2D space.
No, they fucked the Tekken fighters to be just Street Fighter characters.
That's not necessarily a bad thing because they imported to the other engine, so they did the same thing this way.
It wasn't anything for Tekken fans in that game.
Just the
Says
characters.
You.
A Tekken fan.
Yeah, and how many Tekken fans enjoyed it?
How many? Where are they?
I don't know.
Where are they? I want to have a word with them. I didn't really like how that game felt either, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Street Fighter.
It was a nice
I love
mix between
Tekken, and I
Street
love
4
King of
and
Fighters,
Marvel
which no
vs.
one's ever heard
Capcom.
of.
Which
But-
are both pretty much just Street Fighter games.
They're Capcom
It was more.
games.
It was like. Don't get me wrong. It as a Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
It handled well, but that's the problem. It's not really a Street Fighter versus Tekken thing, it was more of a Street Fighter featuring Tekken
So
characters.
how do you explain something like Marvel vs. Capcom and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom?
It's Marvel characters played like Street Fighter characters.
Exactly. I
But that's-
honestly,
and
I
that's
don't
not-
know what people go in expecting.
That's true. It was doomed to begin with. Because
Doomed?
you can't, like, let's be real, Tekken and Street Fighter handle completely different.
Okay, so
There's
what about
no way- there's
what
no middle
about the
ground.
people who play both games? I play both games. You're pretty much saying either side of the fence, either camp. So what about the people that play both? What about the people that can
It's a
play?
very niche audience, though.
Oh, I don't think so.
You-
I mean, I don't play
regard-
King of Fighters, but when I have played it, it's really good. But I can
Yeah.
play both 3D fighters and 2D fighters, and I am able to bridge the
True,
divide really well.
but there's
it's
not a game
the
that
2D
can.
fighting that bugs me about Street Fighter. It's the 40 years of catching up I've got to do to even stand a chance against any of the basic players.
See, and
Because of the combos and because of the supers that haven't changed.
it's not as complex as that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that from an experience perspective, though, because I've played the different versions, and it really comes down to which version you start with. If you started, let's be for real here, if you started on Street Fighter 3, you're looking at half a frame input time, which is bullshit.
I
Even
started
think
on
it's
2
really
and I
tough.
played 4 as well.
4 is it's practically in slow motion when you play it. The inputs are stupid easy, and apparently 5 is slower than that.
No matter how basic you make it
Yeah.
for new players to come on board,
Mm-hmm.
that's just going to mean that the experienced players are playing it in slow-mo and can still fucking whomp your ass. There's no way to win in
Who
that
have you
game.
been playing with is my question, because
Me.
I don't want to have to play as Ken and Ryu. I don't like them. I shouldn't be
There
forced
are-
to be shoehorned into
You
two characters.
don't have to be. That's the thing. You can play as any character, but it really depends, because there was a really but in the early to mid 2000s, there was a really toxic audience there. These people were like, "Get good, scrub. You're not on our level. Don't play if you're not good." Blah blah blah. That has changed so much. I really, really got into my fighting games late 2000s. I'm talking 2009 or 10. The audience that I found was a lot more embracing, and even if they were leagues ahead of you, they would be more than happy to bring it down, accommodate, and help you learn.
Yeah, I was when I was introduced to it, which was very early 2000s, maybe
Yeah.
2000.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't like the people then.
I was introduced to the group of fucking get good, and
Oh yeah.
don't-
That's what's happening
and
with Dark
here's-
Souls right now,
Here's the
actually.
problem with, like, don't get me wrong, I'll always love King of Fighters, I'll always love Street Fighter, but I do agree with Aaron. It is very, 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 very hard to get into. You like. The only reason I'm particularly good is because I got introduced to it at such a young age, with fucking all the emulators I can think of, and it took me ages, and it took a lot of fucking hard work to get there.
I have one rebuttal. Tiff.
Yo.
I taught her to play that game.
How many hours of
6
Street
months.
Fighters did she have to play with you
Mhm.
before she even actually stood a chance?
Well, 6 months is when she got to the same level I was, but before that, it didn't take her. Like
That's
after
6 months to stand a chance.
After a couple of weeks, she was already inputting everything just fine. I mean, it literally only takes about a week to be able to get all of the combos in. It's not even about combos. See, Tekken has more memorable combo, like, this, da, 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 da. I remember just hitting the 10-hit combos along. Trying to remember that shit is impossible.
Yeah, but you've got to remember that shit. And timing as well in Street Fighter. You've got to remember the half a delay before you do the circle and bullshit.
And believe me, that all comes down to muscle memory. You end up picking it up. It's just one of those things. Look, you and I probably will never agree on this. I just say that...
Because you can't view it from an unbiased perspective. You can't view it from a guy who didn't grow up with Street Fighter, because you are a guy who grew up with Street Fighter.
True, but I also grew up with Tekken. I also grew up with Mortal Kombat. I grew up with all fighting games, but I tend to put them all in the same bubble. Because, yes, 2D versus 3D versus different inputs versus stick control versus controllers. These
It's
are
not even
all...
about the 2D, though. I love King of Fighters.
Yeah,
I
surprisingly,
play King of
actually.
Fighters well. I do a good job. It's the timing. I don't,
Yeah, King of Fighters is tighter. It's actually more tighter than Street Fighter.
It is a lot more.
I got into King of Fighters with King of Fighters 13.
Yeah,
And that's what I
There are
was playing
some
Danny.
characters
King
in
of
King
Fighters
of Fighters
is a
that
little
have
bit more
the timing
unforgiving.
for their combos, but some you can still play by just remembering long combinations of things. Not, I don't mind having to wait a second or two, but I need a larger gap. I can't be exactly half a second every time.
See,
I'm not a wristwatch.
that's what bothers me about King of Fighters. King of Fighters 13 was too tight. Trying to enter in any of, just saying, oh, okay, it's got the same quarter circle forward with a punch motion. right? Exactly the same thing as a fireball, exactly the same thing as Fei Long's punches, Dudley's punch rush, same shit. But I find that with King of Fighters, at the very least, before I got good at it, 75% of the time, I was either pressing the button too early or pressing the button too late. My timing was off. And I think it's the exact same thing. Now that I've gotten good, I can objectively look at both of them. Yes, they have different systems, and yes, the timing's different. But I don't know. You pick it up, it becomes muscle memory, and you go, all right. If I'm playing King of Fighters, I have to play it a little bit differently. If I'm playing Street Fighter, a little bit different again. So, like I said, we may never come to a full-on agreement on this, but I don't think it's as cut and dry as that. That's all.
Okay, now back to Tekken 7. I'm simply going to say that it's the best game I played all day because it was the only game I played all day because the lines were too goddamn horrible.
They were pretty low.
But me and Aaron were talking about this earlier. It does handle like every other Tekken game, which isn't bad. I like every other Tekken game. It's like, don't fix that shit. And I've seen what happens when they try and do new things to it, and it just sucks. Go back to the original, which they have. I don't like the
fighting games are stuck in a terrible position where if they change anything, they aggravate 90% of their fans. If they don't change anything, half of the people will be like, but it's the same as the last 10. Why would I buy it? And they're stuck in that little sort of...
It's an interesting little gamble because you have to handle either pissing off all the loyal fans, and there are a fuck ton, especially for Tekken, but when catering to them, you're not really bringing any more customers.
A good example, though, is the Tekken 6 turning red when you're below a quarter health and having double damage. That really levels out the playing field for a lot of battles, and I actually like that addition.
Yeah, that's a cool addition, but they've added
some other shit that was just stupid.
They've added something else. When you get to that little section where you do double damage and all that stuff, they also let you do a super. Now, did you manage to pull off a super?
By accident. But now, it was pretty fun.
Here's the thing about those supers. They look awesome. They're pretty... But they're a bit too OP. I don't like the fact that... Like, for example, I was fighting with Jen. She was about to kill me. I pull off a super. She had maybe a little bit of her health. And then before you know it, all gone.
The tide of the battle.
It doesn't feel fair.
Wait.
And especially since it's so goddamn easy to do. All I did was hit both punches down. And then before you know it, I've won the thing. It seems a bit cheap.
You know what? This is an interesting topic because I see this a lot in Dark Souls players. All right? There's a very broad thing in the community basically saying fucking get good at Dark Souls. And personally, I think it's a bit of a cunty attitude.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the community's pretty horrible.
They can't even spell. They should get good at spelling.
Get good at spelling.
GETGOOD. Get good at spelling or don't use English.
Okay.
Linguish.
I'm just saying language in English.
I personally think it's a bit of a cunty attitude. I don't necessarily believe the series should be dumbed down, but I believe that the community as a whole could do better. Okay.
Have a setting in it if they want.
Yeah, well,
like have a difficulty setting. You can choose if you want it to be piss easy or have the normal Dark Souls experience or ramp it up a notch.
Yeah.
I mean,
like Ninja Gaiden.
Like anything else. Everything else.
Everything else.
A lot of people get really pissed off, but I personally find that maybe this is just my experience, but the thrill of being able to get past a section that was wall-breakingly, fucking head-bashingly hard, you get a real rush of adrenaline. It's very enjoyable, and it's kind of like the first time I played Devil May Cry 3. First stage, yeah, it's good. Second stage, bam, near vertical learning curve. It was fucking impossible. Okay? And I then, after playing and finishing the game, I came back to that second stage. Piss easy. Why? Because I'd taken the time. I'd learned it. I'd gotten good. But I was never a prick about it to anybody saying, haha, if you can't do it. And anyway, I digress.
Quit your job and become a full-time Dark Souls player like me.
Yeah. I digress. Going back to the...
Hang on, because I love the sound of it.
Sounds like urination.
To the audio-only listeners, it is.
No, but I digress. Going back to the fighting game thing.
To the audio-only listeners,
there's
still
an
have to load the video because...
There's an interesting thing happening I noticed in the fighting game thing. A lot of fighting games are being... It feels like they're being dumbed down. A lot of super combos which were a representation of how skilled you were. If you could pull off a super to finish it. It was the equivalent of Mortal Kombat's fatalities. It's like, haha, fuck you, I got you with that, and it's a victory thing.
Yeah.
It's spraying with the champagne.
Sometimes you
at the end
even
of the
get a
race.
special like animation.
Yeah.
Like you just finish it with a super fucking
and see, but
absolute seizures.
I reckon that fighting games, they catered to such a small audience to begin with. They've now tried to open it out. See, I'm all for the idea of tutorials and teaching people. Like the tutorial in the new King of Fighters, in King of Fighters 14, was pretty okay. It reminded me a lot of other fighting games I played, but I'm not really up with the idea of dumbing down combos. That being said, to a really good player, even if someone is able to turn it around, you get my point? So if someone who's good at Tekken, who knows how to play it, even if you pull off a combo, they can get past it. The amount of times Gonzo and I did that to each other was pretty awesome. And I really like to point out, I mean, this is expert level right here, the Evo, where, was it Daigo? He turned Chun-Li's thing back on her. And I think that was fucking insane, because that's a level of skill that he was practically point blank there. You know? So I'm not saying everyone should be at that level. I'm just saying that if you were a good player, you could get past it. Maybe they should make the combos harder. I agree.
Yeah, well, that was my only game that I played on the EB Expo, so to me it's the best game I played. Aaron, what is the best game that you played at EB Expo?
Probably Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero. Here, the thing that I saw Horizon Zero Dawn on E3. The announcement really didn't excite me, but I am very happy about. I'm always happy whenever I see new shit, like new IPs. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes this does bite me in the ass. Sometimes new IPs turn out to be fucking horrible.
We all remember No Man's Sky.
I didn't say anything.
Oh no, you.
But I will
last
say
time.
this: some IPs are fucking horrible. But at least they're there. At least it's different. At least it's not
I'm
another.
just running out of big companies that haven't disappointed me, so I have to go for the IPs.
So I am glad that there is something new being brought out to the table. At least it always is refreshing to me. So, what can you tell me about? Because I don't know really much about the game or what it can do.
Yeah, so it's got like a futuristic setting where robots have been on Earth so long that they've started their own little essentially life cycle. They've got robots for everything. They've got robots that just graze the field and essentially what we do with the planet now.
Yeah, it felt. I looked at the trailer and it looked a bit like, what's the word? What is it? Far Cry Primal, but all the animals are robots.
Yeah.
Robot Far Cry.
But to me, it reminded me of the best elements I liked about Far Cry Primal. Some of the elements of Heavenly Sword that I really loved. The storyline, like where she was, the sole person from a clan, responsibilities, that kind of thing. It felt like
more heroines.
It felt like it could have a really deep and simple story at the same time, because so many storylines these days are getting overly complicated, and you have to like read the backup novel and watch the three films and play the game to understand most of the story.
Quantum Break Syndrome.
Yeah, that
I haven't played that yet.
I haven't played it
Looks
either,
good.
but I'm interested.
the
But
game.
at least that's all included on the disc.
Yeah, true.
Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed make you go out and buy the novel and then go watch the film in the cinema.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't even know what I'm going to do with that film. I mean,
I want to watch it. That's
I want to watch it, but I don't want to pay for it. I guess is the best.
Well,
way
wait
to-
till I buy it on Blu-ray eventually and come around and watch
then
it.
We'll come
Alright,
around
cool.
and watch it.
All right, what's the best game that you've played at EB Expo?
Oh, let me think.
You don't have to think.
You know.
I kind of know, but I'm also, because there were one or two that were kind of in a similar vein. I got to play South Park, but
I really wanted to play that, but the
you
line
know
was
what?
too long.
Everything that was there for that demo, watch the 15-minute E3 footage. It's exactly the same. Nothing.
Man, I just imagine Daniel walking up to like three people standing behind a console. He's like, "Damn these lines!"
Nah, that's Rod. That's my brother. He's has no patience at all.
You said you waited
Like-
15 minutes for Final Fantasy. Average wait time at EB Expo. is
No, we
an hour and a
waited
half.
20, an easy 20, and it did not budge at all.
Yeah, because
At least
But did you see the way it works?
14 people.
It
go
was
at a
about
time.
20 consoles, and then they would move everybody off and move 20 people in. That line cleared out every time it moved.
Oh, so I'd have to wait
You have to wait
at
for
least
everyone
maybe
to
3
finish.
loads of people
Yeah.
in order to
No,
get
but
my shot.
We only waited 20 minutes and we were at the end of that gateway thing.
I'd have to
I
say
did. We waited 20 minutes and we didn't budge a shit.
Final Fantasy 15 was the one I regret not playing.
What?
Because Final Fantasy 15 was the one that I wanted to play right at the beginning, and I lined up in the wrong line.
You idiot.
Kingdom Hearts line.
You
Yes,
fucking moron.
because they were right next to each other, so I thought I could delete the both.
And the sign says Final Fantasy 15 is
It's
on the
got-
outside of the line,
Yes.
which looks like... I know.
I know, it was confusing.
I
wasn't it?
probably would have done almost the same thing if I didn't ask somebody in the line, is this the Final Fantasy line? And also have your story from the previous day.
See, what irked me was I thought I'm getting in line for Final Fantasy 15. Tiff thought I'm getting in line for Kingdom Hearts. I was like, fuck, I'm in the wrong line. But the way it was set up, three consoles for Kingdom Hearts, 3 for Tomb Raider. So I thought, you know what? I'm in the
No, they
same
were
line.
Tomb Raider logos with Kingdom Hearts games.
No, that's the point. When I arrived, they were Tomb Raider games. The lineup for Kingdom Hearts was so long, they shut down all the Tomb Raider ones and moved it to Sony. That's why, at the end of the day, when you saw me on the Friday, I was trying to get some Tomb Raider time in. And I was like, bullshit.
Tomb Raider
So,
time.
so essentially, that whole time, I could have been trying out FF15, but I thought, I'll watch them play Kingdom Hearts and
Alright,
I'll play Tomb
But
Raider.
that doesn't explain what...
What they did is they line you up in front of some really pretty, nicely rendered consoles on nice TVs with HDMI cords. And then they take you around the back where you get to play the Xbox version, which was terrible. I'm an Xbox fan. And it was badly rendered. It was glitching.
Which
Mine decided
game
it was
was
the
this?
Techno remix. Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, really?
I felt like I was playing a PS3 game on my rendered one, but on the PS4 that I'd been watching,
Yeah.
the entire demo 3 times played,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where they fucking stand you,
Yeah.
and you got nothing else to do, so you end up just watching
You
them.
just watch other people play, yeah.
That was, and they take you around the back and you play this badly rendered version, and I'm like, well, I'm getting it on PS4 eventually.
Well, I've already
And
got
all the
my...
characters were a bit unlikable.
What, in 15? I find them better than 13, though.
Oh, I haven't played one since
Oh.
10, so 10-2 was pretty
Okay.
much where it killed it for me. And then 12 just dug the nail in the coffin, and I haven't played one since then.
See, 12, I didn't hate it, but it's not good.
I didn't hate it until the last boss fight.
What, for 12?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
That was
found
terrible.
that. He's just a flying blender with knives.
Yeah.
He's just like,
And
look
it's
at-
not even original. I already fought that bullshit in KOTOR 2.
Hmm.
With lightsabers. That was cooler.
I didn't play KOTOR.
Mainly because there were lightsabers.
But no, the games that probably pretty much got me the most excited after all of them, because I almost got to play everything I want. The 2 that I missed out on, I didn't get to play For Honor, and I've seen a lot of cool shit about that.
Yeah, I didn't get to play that either.
And I didn't get to try out, what was the other one? FF15. So those were the 2 that I regret not playing. But you know what? FF15, end of November, For Honor, there might be a demo. I've signed up for a beta.
Is
so-
it on PS4 as well?
Yeah, some PS4.
Hmm.
But my favourite, and I will agree with Aaron and I've discussed this a bit, I will agree with Aaron that I think it's stupid that not everyone got to play it. I don't know what they were trying to do, whether they were trying to stifle lines, whether they didn't want everybody rushing the Nintendo booth. My 2 favourites of the day, Paper Mario Color Splash and Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I was about to say Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Just to provide some context, explain how you got to play Zelda Breath of the Wild, because
Completely
every
by
other
luck.
game that I came across, it's the standard shit. You
Hang on,
get
wait.
on the line.
Stand in
Let me reiterate.
Alright.
Let me reiterate. Explain to us how you got to play the only game that Nintendo brought to the Expo.
Hey, Color Splash was there too. Those were the only 2 original games Nintendo had.
I know, everything else has been out for
everything
months.
else was a rehash.
Star
Oh,
Fox was there. I was like, are you serious?
It's like, hey, do you guys...
That's not new. That's
It's like
At
reminding
least-
everyone, hey guys,
At
don't
least
forget.
they came out this year. They had Animal Crossing.
oh right.
I played Animal
And
Crossing.
Yokai Watch.
I played Animal Crossing last October, right? 3 years after it launched.
Hey guys, don't forget we made a bunch of Resident Evil games. You should check it out.
No, they didn't.
No, I mean like that's what it feels like. They're reminding
But yeah,
you,
they only really
the
brought
buyer.
one thing to the
By the
console.
way,
They
we've
made it so
made all
exclusive.
these things.
I think that, look, I want to know what their reasons are, whether they're trying to build hype.
I also think the VR shouldn't have been so exclusive this year.
The
I
VR
get it
just-
last year. Last year it was fairly
What's so
new. It was
special
still a
about it?
year off. It's almost out, and they still had some fucking exclusive registration thing.
For the VR.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. Alright, but back to Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, how did you get into this?
I
And why was
got there completely by luck, okay? Because the only way you could actually gain access to play this game you had to enter a competition, which my friend Gonzo entered. Okay.
Let me explain something about the competition.
Yeah.
If you won,
Yeah.
they assigned you a session.
Yes, I know they
Which
did.
may not necessarily be on the fucking day you were
You're
going to the expo.
I know. I think that's stupid.
Retarded.
I mean, you'd have to get your ticket based on that.
You'd have to have an all 3-day weekend to be eligible to enter that competition.
Yeah.
So moving on, what were the other ways?
That's the first thing. The competition you had to enter was how Hyrule are you, and it was just
How
some.
Hyrule are you?
It was some big old wank fest. I found that. Oh, look at me! I'm the biggest Zelda fan, and oh, look, I've got all the Zeldas. Like I own every
I should
fucking
have
Zelda
entered
game,
that
but I
one
don't
with a
care.
hate speech.
See, I like it because Gonzo entered a really cool thing. He took out, he photoshopped a picture of Towley from South Park, and he photoshopped, the boots, the tunic, and the sword, and he goes, "I'm so Hyrule right now." I think that he didn't
like
win. He didn't win, but fuck, it was a funny day. Okay, no, but
And you got in, not him.
wait, no, he came in with me. Hold on, let me finish the story. The second way you could do it, apparently there was a Master Sword statue there. You could take a photo, yes, like that, right? You could take a photo with it and put it up on Instagram, and if people voted, you could win.
We saw a really cool photo getting taken at that thing.
Yeah.
A link laid down in front of it, and Zelda stood at the sword trying to pull it out, and it looked like she was pulling it out of him. That was really cool.
That's
I was
clever.
like, I vote for that one, but I also don't want to give in to their propaganda.
And then the third way, you could win the cosplay competition, which was at the end of the day anyway. So those are the only 3 ways.
So you'd have to
That's
come back
a
the next
lot
day.
of work
A lot
to
of
play a
fucking
game.
wank.
This
For
this
2 15-minute demos.
yeah,
2 15-minute demos. It's bullshit.
and this is after they've delayed it 465 times. It was supposed to come out Christmas 15.
I know. I was hyped for that last year. I was like, yeah. Anyway, digressing about what we dislike
All right.
about
Well,
it.
as you can tell, he did not do the competition. He
didn't.
Did not do the cosplay. How the hell
I
did
walked
you do
up to the attendant and
I
I
feel like you're gonna
said,
get some attendant fired.
it's okay as long as they don't know who it was. I'm not
Greg.
naming genders or names or anything.
Greg.
But, yeah, fuck you, Greg.
Greg.
You've got me in. No, seriously. I said, excuse me, how do I get into this? They explained the reasons and I just walked away thinking, fuck that. So then I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I could still win, but I'm not going to cosplay and I'm not going to fucking enter the Hyrule. And I said to them, sorry. And as I was walking up to them, the entire line was moving in. So I was just, thinking, all right, you know what? Maybe the next one. How could you tell me more about the Instagram competition? Attendant looks around. No one's there. Opens up an envelope and says, we have a spare one. We need you to go in now. Just fucking in my palm. And I was like, oh, cool. And then she's like, no, in now. She was like, you literally have to walk through the door. We're closing it. I turn around because Tiff had gone off somewhere.
I was playing Donkey Kong on the 3DS.
She was playing Donkey Kong on the 3DS. I didn't see her or I would have invited her.
Did you enjoy Donkey Kong?
No.
In fact, they're breaking up because of the Zelda demo. It's the
Yes.
pure Zelda destroys lives
no,
now.
we wouldn't be breaking up. If it was Metroid, we would have broken up.
She would have punched me as soon as I walked out. I can imagine. Right in the dick.
Right in the throat.
Yep. Anyway,
We're breaking up, Fabs.
I called out to Gonzo, who was trying to do the Instagram thing, and I said, Gonzo, I'm heading in. Tell Tiff. I wasn't even inviting him in. I was literally saying, find my girlfriend for me and tell her where I am because I'm going to be gone for half an hour and she's going to freak out.
I can't answer my phone.
He fucking, because you couldn't take film or anything like that.
He said, fuck Tiff.
He said, fuck this, runs up to where I am. I'm walking through the door and he tries to come in. And the attendant's like, oh, and I'm like, I tried to say, it's only me. And the attendant's like, no, we can have a spectator. And I'm like, fuck, where's Tiff? I want her to spectate too.
She's
But
having the time of her life with Donkey Kong.
couldn't. That's fucking right.
Fuck
Hey,
you guys.
by the way, if you want to play that, I have it on my 3DS.
I know you do.
Ah.
See, it was already out. You already had it.
It was the second version of it I bought because I had it on the Wii originally and I like it on the 3DS because no fucking shake gimmick to roll. Anyway,
No, you shake and snap that screen off, you fuck.
no, that was the one thing that I didn't like about that and I'm glad they fixed it with the Wii U for Tropical Freeze. Anyway, so we both go in. They show us a very pretty Horizon Zero Dawn-like opening montage, blah, blah, blah. They take us into this square little room. I mean, this thing was so secretive, they even had a fucking roof on it. They had a black mesh so that people couldn't even look over the top. That's how secret. And I think Dude, that's a bit much. But anyway.
Come on, man. It's not the second
not
coming
the-
of Jesus,
And
dude.
it's not the spirit of Nintendo.
It's not.
Nintendo
It's-
have never been like that. Fair enough, like your Star Fox, you had a ridiculous queue
Plug in.
last year, but
To
everybody
Iwata.
gotta go.
To Iwata.
To water.
Well, I had no problems with the Star Fox queue last year. Literally, there was one person in front of me, then I walked in and played it.
I waited for about 45 minutes.
Sorry?
Now I'm
Ah.
really...
Literally the first thing we played.
Yeah.
That's why there was no queue, you dumbass.
And that's exactly what happened with South Park this year. First thing we played. Alright, so, walk in, there are 2 demos, they explained it to us. The first one is a 15-minute demo, which basically, you're Link, we set you up, run into the field, into the forest, pick stuff up, play stuff, poke with stuff, kill shit, just touch everything. And I thought to myself, look, I'm not really interested in the story demo. I just want to see how it handles. I want to see how the character moves, how does he jump, how does he interact with the world, because I saw there were a couple of new things. And I said, Gonzo, you can have the story bit if you want. But literally the story bit was almost exactly the same as mine. He just got like a little 3-minute cutscene at the very beginning
And
saying...
he got directions on what to play with.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So for me, the first thing I did, I walked in and he was looking over my shoulder. We were just kind of fucking around. It's like, oh, how does this control? How does that control? The jumping in the air and pulling out your bow and arrow is pretty simple. It's like literally you press the jump button and then you hold down R and he draws and time slows so that you can pull off a good shot. Works well. Being able to literally jump onto anything and climb is fun. You can jump onto any random tree and climb up it. Same thing with the wall on a mountainside. I found bundles of arrows on the ground near a campsite. I thought that you could only use the woodcutter's axe to cut down a tree. I used my crappy broken sword because I couldn't find an axe. I cut down a tree. And then that tree that I toppled, I then cut it into planks of wood. So there was a lot of...
I love it that Zelda's become Minecraft.
Yeah, well...
I love how a lot of things have become Minecraft.
Minecraft
like
had
Dragon
one of those-
Quest.
I have the demo for that and I'm dying
Tell
to
them
try it.
about your great death.
Oh, my fantastic death. See, what I had that some other people didn't is I got to play around with some of the tools you get later on. So the magnesis one, which I'm pretty sure people have seen, where you can pick up metal things, like you can pick up a metal chest out of a lake and bring it up, put it on the ground, open it up. There are chests everywhere, by the way. They're fucking everywhere. But
He's asleep again.
no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
And Fo,
No, he's asleep.
he's asleep. He's out. He's pretty out.
He just can't see to sleep.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Okay. He's had such a tiring day watching Speed too.
Yeah.
I want to sleep. That's the only reason I'm jealous.
So the magnesis thing was a pretty funky tool because you pick it up, you stand in one spot, and you kind of move it around, rotate it. And I still got Coke.
Alright.
So you rotate it around, you make bridges with it. It's pretty cool. I found this boulder. Okay, it looked silvery and shiny, and I thought this doesn't look like your average rock. I wonder if I can pick it up. I used the magnetic tool, lift it up into the ground, and then I noticed with the D-pad you can either push it further away or pull it in close to you. I thought, that's pretty awesome. Okay? And I was just waving it around, and I thought, this is so cool. It's not just specific... I mean, there are specific things, but it's more than you would think. And then I turned off the magnesis, and the rock crushed me. It literally fell from the sky onto me, and I had the attendants there say that was probably the funniest death they had seen anyone do. And I was like, well, fucking yeah. And then Gonzo started playing, and literally his one was shows you the beginning where Link practically wakes up naked, and then he walks out of the little temple, and then just fucking
Same
starts
area.
exploring. It's like, oh look, I found a chest with some clothes. Put some clothes on, and then it's the same area. And so we both pretty much got a 15-minute demo. And considering we were both, he was spectating, but we shared it, and it was fun. And Color Splash was the other one I really liked.
Mm.
Mainly because it feels like the humor has come back to Paper Mario games.
Now,
This one was genuinely funny.
the interesting thing about Zelda is one thing that we've mentioned before, and I think we mentioned it on the podcast, I think you said it, is that there are some things that's very non-Nintendo-y. Some of them, like for example, the whole secretive things, like, come on man, it's a goddamn game. Let's be real.
Wait,
It's-
I gotta get close to the camera and show you how far Nintendo have come. I'm not excited about this Zelda.
Hold on, just in case they can't see it.
Yeah,
Hang on.
people, that's how far they've changed.
Yes.
Yep.
Aaron is probably the biggest Zelda fan out of all of it. And
Yeah, the
is
biggest
not
Zelda
very
fan I've ever
interested.
met.
I have Zelda Monopoly. We have Zelda Yahtzee. I don't know what else we have.
I'm just wondering, how would you play Zelda
Yeah, how
Yahtzee?
does
Like
Zelda
regular
Yahtzee work?
Yahtzee, but...
It's
What?
Yahtzee, but the box is one of those chests.
I was just thinking that maybe the dice, instead of saying words, they said, ha, ha, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a really cool shirt that I want to buy.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's I've seen two really cool shirts that I want to buy now. Actually,
Now that you
So,
mention it.
one of them was it looked in the style of Doom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, and it's got Link
No.
on the top. No?
It says Moon, and it's got the moon from the Majora's Mask.
I thought you were
and
talking
Zelda.
the Link
I've
one,
seen
which
that
is
one
the one
too.
where he's standing over
Yeah.
the mountain.
But
yeah.
I also liked the one like that was Halo.
Ah, yes.
It was Halo and the Doom Star.
I saw
Yeah,
I saw a
but-
Doomtroid one, which is Samus in the same thing.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone
They're
loves
common at the
copying
moment, yeah.
that classic
But
Doom
this,
style, yeah.
the other one that I saw was one similar to Daniel's shirt, but it had Navy at the scratch tables with her wings, and it said, "Hey, comma, listen."
That's cute. I like that. I
All
can
right,
dig that.
now,
Anyway, those are things I've seen on the internet.
now,
Coming up
a few
next.
things that another few things about this one is, yeah, Zelda has been testing a lot of patience of Aaron, and with reason. Everyone knows it's been delayed for God knows how many fucking times. It
It
was
has
supposed to
been.
come out last goddamn Christmas. I don't know when it'll come out, because when you played it,
March.
and this pissed me off, I asked you the question, when you played it, did you play it on the Wii U or did you play it on the Nexus?
I played it on the Wii U. The
Now,
Wii U
he-
tablet. And
Nexus is a phone. You mean NX?
Yeah.
Oh,
Give me
sorry,
the
the
NX.
NX. I don't,
See,
I'm-
I want to bring this
Sorry,
up.
what I-
Why
God.
has Nintendo not said anything about the NX yet?
I don't know. Why the fuck was Sony advertising a phone in their game booth?
Wait, they were advertising a
Yeah,
phone?
they
They
were.
were
actually-
advertising
I
a
remember that.
phone. I walked up to see what phone game they were advertising. They were just trying to get me to buy the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I made the guy so damn awkward. Because he's like, you can use this phone to play your game instead of the screen, and he's got it like attached to the controller. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay. So does the controller still have to connect to the console? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so I can only go the controller range from the console. Why don't I just use my TV? And he's like, oh, but you know, you can connect to it through the phone, and then the phone can connect to the console. I'm like, oh, like through the internet? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, so it's literally, I'm going to be sitting in front of my large, high definition TV, also by Sony, and playing it on my Sony phone.
This is something I want to say. Nintendo,
Hold on.
make the signal. Okay.
You're talking to that thing has the sound.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Oh.
All right. Make the signal from the Wii U tablet, okay, to the console stronger. Okay? I can get up and walk 3 meters, and there's a wall, like I'm walking out of my regular game room into my living room, and it fucks up. If I want to sit down and play the Wii U while I take a shit, I can't do this. Get on that, Nintendo.
Wait a minute. You want them to make the signal stronger? It already only has about a half an hour battery life. If they made the signal stronger, it'd probably be like, you get 5 minutes, man.
I
You
just
panic every
The
time you
battery life on that
disconnect
is
the thing.
terrible.
Huh?
The battery life on the Wii U pad is just
You know
terrible.
what? I can sit there for at least maybe 2 hours from my
they
console.
make the 3DS, which is God's gift to battery.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're like, I've been playing this for 4 days straight. It's going to die soon, right? And it's not even red yet.
I know.
And they can't fucking have
See,
an LCD screen on that thing.
I will
don't
admit.
understand.
Keep in mind, I'm not going to sit there and go and poop for like 3 hours. I don't care about that.
Nobody believes you.
You can all fuck off.
Not
but,
even the people who are listening to this podcast that don't know you believe you.
but I want to at least be able to walk one room over, like, because Tiff's playing her PS4 in the living room. I want to sit there and go, hey, I am playing whatever the fuck I'm playing on my Wii U. I'm playing Mario Superstar Saga.
Yeah, sit next to her and play.
Sit next to her and play, because she can't bring her fucking console into my room.
She can if she buys this new phone.
It's literally the length from a fucking.
This podcast is
Get on my phone.
sponsored by Sony.
Oh my god, that killed me.
We love you, Water.
I was complaining about it, and then I found a good use for it.
That's what I want Nintendo to fix. All right, if Nintendo can make it that
Just for
I
my
can game through a wall, and I'm not even talking. This isn't even like a 3 foot thick Fort Knox wall. This is literally a wall that's this thick. Okay.
Wait, Fabian,
It's only hollow in the middle.
you want to hear the dumbest thing?
What?
I can play the Xbox One while in the next room, like, I can fucking shut that main door and still have connection to my console. Only problem is I can't see what the fuck I'm doing because I have to see the TV. There's no way to play it.
See, I would just love it because I'm not out of direct line of sight. You've seen my house. I have a little square room, which is my game room. Then we have the big living room. I come out into my living room and I am diagonally like 3.5 meters away from it. And the signal starts to fuck up. Why?
What's worse?
It's not even going direct. I'm not even around the other side.
What's worse if it does have a moment? Like,
Yeah.
you can be playing it somewhere for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And if it has a little moment, because I can play mine in that room, but I have to be sitting on a chair up against the back wall, like literally like this, right? And I can still play it. But if it drops out at all, because I've moved it too slightly forward, I have to come back around and stand about an inch from the console to resync it.
Yeah, I know. I honestly think Nintendo can do better with that. I mean, if
Nintendo can do better with a lot of things, like the fact that you've played this on the Wii U, but they will not release this until the NX gets released.
It would have been understandable if it was that secretive and you went in and you got to play it on the NX. I would have gotten understood.
That would have made sense.
Because they haven't revealed anything
and it also
about
would
the
have been
console.
understandable why so few people could play it, because they wouldn't have had enough NX consoles to...
I don't
Honestly,
understand the secrecy behind it. I
don't want
understand
anybody
it
to get out word that it's exactly like every other game.
I just think they're terrified. They're like, oh shit, we
They
can't
might not
actually
like
let them
us.
know they've got a game. Oh man, it really felt like it was secrecy for no reason, to be honest. Anyway, go on, Daniel.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a decision they will change, releasing because the game is finished. It's basic, or rather, it's
just
almost
polish.
finished.
That's all they're doing.
Yeah,
is
all they
polish
need to do is polish it, and they haven't released anything about the NX. Is it?
Yeah, NX.
I was going to
the
have a
NX.
look to see if
There
there's
is-
been any
there's
news.
really
When
no
was the last
news.
time you checked?
Yeah.
About a week ago.
By the time the NX drops, no one's gonna care about this particular Zelda game.
See, I don't know if they're building hype by being secretive, because you know how most people tend to build hype by, Aaron and I were discussing this earlier today, just fucking verbally diarrheaing everything about their game. I wonder if Nintendo's doing the opposite. They're purposely keeping everything under wraps. They say, yes, we have a Zelda game, and yes, what you've seen looks amazing, but no, we won't show you shit because we want you to lick our boots before you get it. That's what I'm wondering. Are they building hype by purposely denying everything?
There are good ways to build hype, and there are horrible.
That's
ways
what I'm
to
wondering.
There's nothing. But I was going to say that was fucking pretty much Xbox One's plan. They would come in and they would tell you all about the features of the console, but they would not allow anyone to know much about the games that were coming out on it for ages. Remember the big launch thing that everybody stayed up to midnight to watch about the Xbox One? And they did the cut where it was like football, sports, TV,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Xbox go home.
I remember that one. Yeah, that was fucking great.
Sports. Honestly.
Oh, man.
But I'm just confused
That was
because
hilarious.
I'm now living in a world where Xbox are being good and Nintendo are the villains. I'm so confused.
See,
Because Xbox are
Okay.
currently, for free, adding more and more games to a backwards catalogue.
there is one point I want to bring up, and I don't know if this sounds ridiculous to anyone else but me.
Here we go.
And I know Aaron might probably agree with me on this, but okay, the NX, we know fuck all about it. We know that it's a thing. We know that it exists. People have made all sorts of rumors and speculation about it based on patents. The president of Ubisoft won't fucking shut up about it. He just, every time they ask him, he goes, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's going to change the face of gaming. Oh my god, people...
Got 55 analog sticks.
People will never be able to go back to another way of gaming. And I'm like, well, that's all well and good for you, guy. You're making games for it. But could we please, considering it's
Not
coming
to
out...
overhype it or anything.
It's coming out in,
Yeah.
6 months? What, March? 6 months. Just over 6 months. And we don't know shit. I thought for certain that at the Tokyo Game Show we'd see something because, Nintendo, Japanese
Time to
company,
reveal, yeah.
makes sense. Time to reveal something. Nothing. Gamescom has gone and went. EB Expo, I know it's an Australian thing and it's really dumb to think, but what else do they have?
You know
It
what?
feels
Mike?
like-
I had a theory about that as well
Yep.
because I've had a lot of time to hate Nintendo during my free time.
Glad to
so-
see you're spending your time. Yep.
I have a lot of free time at work.
Go on.
So, the Wii U
I will take a bit of that this time.
You know what?
The Wii U, right?
It's drink your Coke.
Oh, I still have Coke?
Trying to talk to
Hey,
you.
no, fuck it, you keep it. Doesn't matter. All right, go on.
All right.
The
Rest is
Wii U.
mine.
I'm going to pour Coke on all your heads. They announced what its big selling point would be
Yeah.
pretty much as soon as the Wii original was out, that the next console would feature this digital display.
The tablet, the works. Yeah, exactly.
They were fucking tied to it.
Mhm.
I don't think that they ever thought that it was going to work, but I think because they'd made promises, they're honourable people, they stuck to it.
They stuck to it.
And
That's
they
why
made a
they're
console
not-
that doesn't sell. So I think they may have their gimmick for this one that they want to keep it with, but they're holding
don't
it
wanna-
close to their chest
Yes.
so that they can change it if they decide this is fucked.
Mm.
Which I think is what the poor sales of the Wii U are about, because it doesn't have, it's not everything they used to do. The Wii controller, the Nintendo 64 controller, they were innovative and ahead of their time. Even the GameCube controller, love it or hate it, it definitely tried something that nobody else was doing, putting more buttons on a controller.
And
than
I
in
honestly
stupid
found it very
locations as well.
ergonomic for
I
what
liked
it was
it,
too.
but it still had that problem of the extra redundant analog stick.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
There was that
C-
one up there that you could never use at the same time as any of those, so you're just like, why? But
Yeah.
that one, the one up here, you never used it, and you're like, why is it there?
Why is it there? Yeah.
I've seen one game used it for an item select thing, which wasn't too bad, quick select thing,
Yeah.
but that was about it.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't think the NX, they want to be stuck to anything. They don't want to make any promises because they want to have the right to renege
So,
at the last
yeah.
second.
Is
But-
this Nintendo trying to be risk averse then?
I don't
think
know.
so.
Maybe, but I don't
Because they've
particularly
been,
like
they've
it because
been on the forefront and they've not been seeing the
'Cause-
rewards of it.
yeah, there have been other. You mentioned Ubisoft like fucking talking it up, but
The president of
It's
Ubisoft
all-
doesn't stop talking it up.
yeah, there are other game companies as well that's kind of jumping the bandwagon. It reminds me a lot like a friend's trying to make a blind date with you, but with an uglier friend. It's like, oh man, she's got a nice car. Like, all right, that's great. Is she good looking? No, man, she's hilarious.
And she's
make a
rich.
laugh.
It's
She
like-
can cook her ass off. Like, yeah, but is she good looking?
Is she good looking? What
Like-
what's she like?
Yeah.
Oh man, you would not believe the cool shit she owns.
Now-
Fucking damn it!
I can
Give
tell
me specifics.
Nintendo to put two things on the NX that will sell like hotcakes.
Here we go.
They're already doing it. They're making HD remakes of recent games, like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Now, we want to see a fucking HD remake of Ocarina of Time and Mario 64. They will sell.
Yeah.
Mario 64, I think, would sell.
I don't think
very
Ocarina
quickly.
of Time just yet because they just did the
I,
one on the 3DS.
I don't think that's going to happen.
So?
either.
It's too soon.
It's
It's
Super
literally
SD.
5 years.
Super SD.
Super SD. No. You know what I would like to see them
Crappy
do?
definition. You've got the option to flick it to blurry definition.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. The NX comes out and there's a blur option in your fucking controller.
If it's 3D, I'll kill you. Doesn't work.
If it turns out the NX is nothing but the Wii U with 3D. I could just, this table, Aaron will flip
It's
this
not even
thing
anything
off.
new. It's literally just the Wii U, but instead of the gamepad, you use the
3DS.
3DS.
Oh my
See,
And you have to
God.
buy them separately. Ah!
And keep in mind, you have to
And-
buy its own charger as well because it doesn't
Yeah.
come with a 3DS anymore.
And guess what? You're going to have to get new amiibos because your old ones aren't going to work. I guarantee you, I'm going to say
Mine
this on
are
record.
display pieces. I've never touched them to that console.
Your
I've
amiibos are
used
not going
them,
to work on the
but
NX.
I use them once every 6 months.
I'll probably
At best.
use them in Twilight Princess HD because they apparently do things, and I've got all the Zelda ones.
That's
But-
kind of the...
I want the wolf one for Breath of the Wild because summoning Wolf Link, that seems cool. to me.
I've got the
I've always
Twilight
told
Princess
it-
one. I like
Yeah,
that.
I've always
that's
told
fine,
you guys this. That's kind of like the Nintendo's thing. You buy something, you enjoy it, and then you don't touch it for 6 months. When was the last time you guys have touched Mario Kart?
There was a competition.
I like how
Quite possibly about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
There was a competition at work, so I practiced. It was about 6
All right,
weeks
when was
ago.
the last time you guys played Mario Party?
I haven't played it.
I mean,
didn't buy it.
Super Smash.
I don't know. You were here.
Okay, this one I'm going to be honest with. I literally played it the 2 weeks it came out and I haven't touched it since. But that's only because, in all honesty, the newest Smash doesn't hold a candle to the older ones.
Doesn't, but that 8-player Smash was a hell of a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that was
That
awesome.
one, the
And a
one
hell of a
night
lot
I
of-
played it.
hell of
That's
a
the
lot
thing
of
about-
screaming.
That's the thing about Nintendo. They'll make amazing multiplayer games that you will never touch after the first 3 weeks. that
But
you
you'll
play it.
always remember that experience. So I'm just like, well,
They've only got two extremes.
True.
Right?
I remember those experiences, but I don't own any of those games.
They've only,
So I'm the one winning.
They've only
Because
got.
I haven't spent that money.
They've only got two settings of games. They've got play once, forget literally everything that happened. Somebody would be like, that villain was nasty. Be like, there was a villain? Or replay it 500 million times because it's just, and not even because of any new features, just because you enjoy it. Those are the only two settings that Nintendo know how to do.
Yeah.
I still remember playing through Luigi's Mansion once,
I like the first
but
one.
it was so good. I
have forgotten 90% of it though.
I only remember the one bit where the lights go out in the entire fucking house, and then you got to make your way from the top floor down to the basement.
I just
And that
remember there was
shit.
a standalone button that just called Mario.
Ah, yes. Mario.
Anytime you
that.
wished. Anytime
I remember
you wished.
that one.
I think I was showing Daniel all the features
Yeah.
of this game. Like, you can do this, you can do this, but this is my favorite part. Mario!
There's one part where you can just fucking whinge to Mario.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, well, we're going to close it off there, because I think that's a decent amount of time. A lot of time, actually.
6 hours?
Nah, and pushing an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah, well, I kind of thought
What?
because we had a lot to say.
We had a lot to say.
We didn't cover half the games.
We didn't cover half the games we played, but we did kind of give our opinions on the ones that really did matter.
I didn't even get to rant about the Express Gamer Pass to the full extent and how it's ruining the Expo.
Oh, he was so salty about that. 'Cause
Express Gamer
he,
Pass,
He was
alright.
like, you were 20 people behind us in Horizon
It
Zero
wasn't
Dawn.
moving.
Alright,
And
They
the
kept-
Express
yeah.
just kept in, out.
okay. The Express Gamer Pass, for those who don't know, is like an extra 100?
Basically, you pay
150?
150 extra compared
on top
to
of your fucking day pass to move faster in lines.
Basically, you like if
You know what the
if
biggest
there's a
kick-
regular line, there's an express line. They go in
Do
before.
you know what the biggest kick in the teeth was?
What?
The fucking store.
The store.
Both lines were empty. They made me walk up and down, up and down, up and down because I didn't have an Express Gamer Pass. Only the Express Gamer Pass gets to not walk up and down, up and down, up and down.
I'll drink to that shit.
I don't have anything to drink, but I'll go. I'll agree with you.
And they also had a cosplayer pass this year, which allowed cosplayers to pay triple the money of everybody else to have services that are offered for free at every other expo.
Like
See-
access to water.
Access to
A
water.
drinking fountain.
Oh,
Kidding me, right?
Nope.
fucking you.
Wow.
Because cosplayers aren't human.
See, this is why all I ever do is buy the day pass. A, because, yeah, I might have to occasionally deal with the odd line, but I don't go to
To
the
be
store,
honest,
I don't
this-
cosplay, and
this-
fuck it, I've got to play almost everything I want to.
And
do.
I get-
Fantastic.
and I
this
also
year,
get
if
water.
I had the Express Gamer Pass, I would have been done by 12 a.m. and be like, what do I do now?
Exactly.
There was
Yeah.
not enough content for that fucking shit.
That's another thing. That is one thing I want to say as an overarching theme. I think that this expo, and I don't necessarily think it was the expo itself, but the games, this felt like a really weak year.
Yeah.
Because
A lot
the
of
last
the games
couple
that
of
they
years,
promised, that they showed at E3, I'm not even expecting them to be playable there, but have a present. Detroit Becomes Human, God of War 4, they're all supposed to be coming out next year.
no experience.
Yeah.
See, Mafia 3 had
Not
an
a
experience,
single
so
thing
did
on
Watch Dogs.
Persona.
I'm not expecting them to be there and playable, but I would have loved to have sit in a booth and see a little bit about God
You
of
know,
War 4.
one of my friends who I saw there, my friend Paulie, okay, he mentioned one thing that made my hair stand on end because I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd see the day. Where the fuck was EA?
Holy shit.
There was
They
no
don't. They're
EA
busy.
presence.
They're busy doing Andromeda, and they've got nothing.
They really don't have anything else, do they, apart from Mass Effect? I mean, yeah, we know FIFA, we know Madden, but dude, that's like
But they still
the
could
new
have
thing
come and
every
had
year.
a video on Mass Effect easily, like a little.
EA's gone downhill since they fucked up with Sims 4.
EA's gone downhill since they started.
Yeah, they have not
Yeah.
done anything. But
EA Sports. It's in
We're
the
trying to
game.
get there.
That's why they've got all the FIFA money. They don't have to pay any attention to their
I
other
do want to
games.
say one
Yeah.
thing about Mass Effect. I know you're a Mass Effect fan. I know Tiff loves Mass Effect.
NBA them as well.
What?
The thing I
NBA,
want to say
is that
about
them
Mass
too?
Effect.
Because EA Sports
no, that's
makes
too,
FIFA.
No, that's 2K.
Two-
2K's
that's
got
2K.
NBA at the moment.
But EA definitely make FIFA, yeah?
They
Yeah.
make FIFA,
Yeah.
they make UFC, they make
They make a couple of
They make
really
a-
They
popular
make
sporting
NHL.
games.
NHL, yeah. But no, one thing I want to say, and this
Madden.
is especially to Lou, okay? I'm not directing the question at you, but you're a Mass Effect fan, so I gotta say it. The E3 presence, it's literally just, hey, this is what we're working on. These are, stock footage of our guys working on it. Tell me about the game. I mean, I understand, look, as a game dev, I like the idea of being able to see the creative process. But shit like that is
Here's a
released in...
photo of me with a case that will one day hold the game.
Exactly. For me, right? There's two sides to me on this.
Picture this being full.
They've been promising these novels are supposed to come out before the game comes out. But
To give you
the first
backstory.
one was supposed to be like a month or two ago.
Yeah,
And
see-
they still haven't got a release date.
I find there's two sides to me. The game dev side, which I like seeing the behind the scenes stuff, right? Because I like the creative process, I like to see it, but I find that release that on a behind the scenes DVD or a developer log. Don't make it your front and center E3 piece when you're trying to get people hyped for your game. Tell me some story, show me some gameplay. There was hardly anything. There was one bit which was me, character walking, touching a thing, and then everything explodes.
The biggest thing they've had to promote Andromeda, and it wasn't even showing anything of the game, was the Explorers Wanted contest, where you submit videos to them with your voice.
No, didn't they do that E3 walkthrough where they did that mission in 4K?
That's right. That was the one where they walked in and it was like it looked like giant steps from Island and all the pillars and shit, and then they touch something and they explode and they jump.
Yeah, that was ages ago though.
But-
That was like
That was
5
E3.
minutes.
Yeah, that was at E3, and I just
I'm
thought
pretty sure that was at last year's E3 though.
no. Last year was when they made the big reveal. There's a
Okay,
Andromeda.
so the moral of the
Daniel-
story is this:
Daniel,
I want to
admit
get
it,
an E3.
Look, admit it. We've hijacked this and we've turned it into the extended edition. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, just
All
roll
right.
it, man.
Well, we'll end this there.
That wasn't a cue to end. We were going to keep going.
We have more to discuss. You missed the
Like
first half
what?
of the podcast. Well, we got it onto EA. Fuck EA.
Oh, I've ruined
You
both
know what?
my meat and my Coke.
Let's
You
no.
idiot.
I thought it would mix nicely.
No,
See-
it wasn't gonna mix like that.
Terrible.
Since we're talking about EA,
Drink it.
Aaron, Mirror's Edge,
It's okay.
And that's it.
and then we'll end it on that. Mirror's Edge. It's okay.
Okay. So
Took
all right.
9 years. Took
Thank
9 years
you.
in the making to get a. It's okay.
Good job. Great
You
job.
delayed it 3 months extra to get that extra.
That extra. Could you imagine how less of an Earth they would have gotten if they hadn't?
Okay. Enough of this shit. We're running out of battery.
I've got a game that works. I've got a shiny new background. Catalyst.
And that is what we call topical humor.
Okay.
It'll
It's
be a
relevant.
With
No,
that,
it's relevant now. A month from now,
It'll
when
be
this
a-
gets posted, no one will care.
I will knock you out with the stein if you keep talking. All right. That's enough of this shit. Thank you for paying
Listening to
attention.
podcast 27.
Yep. That is how you polish a bottle of honey mead.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's all gone. Completely gone.
Better drink the rest of the parts with this Coke then. I was going
Yeah,
to
I know, right?
refresh.
Well, it's a hard drink to find, actually.
Yeah, it's tough, but when you find it, it's good. It's the type of thing where one bottle is enough for one person.
is.
Anything more than that, and you start to go, fuck, I shared too much.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for listening in and watching. If you've actually bothered to listen for the whole 1 hour and 8 minutes of this, and yeah, we will see you guys next time.
It's the 7th burp by Aaron, this podcast. It's
Yep.
great.
And unlike Fabian, we
Drinking Coke
respect
and
Tiff.
mead, man. What do you expect?
Wait, what? Unlike Fabian, what?
We respect Tiff.
Oh.
Hey, I respect Tiff.
All right,
but
I'm ending
respect
I'm
Tiff.
ending the thing.
You
I'm
asshole.
ending. I'm ending
I
it.
hate you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.